So good morning, welcome officially to Vinyasa 45. This is 45 minutes worth of Vinyasa flow. If you have any yoga props, they are always useful to have nearby, but you won't be needing them this morning for anything in particular. We'll start in a comfortable seated position. Any seated position will do. You can take this Sukhasana, easy seated pose, or any other seat that works for you. You can sit with your back up against a wall, or in a chair, or on the couch, or whatever is most comfortable. Sit nice and tall. Maybe start to close down your eyes or find a soft gaze. And we'll just take a few moments to ground and center before we begin our practice this morning. So maybe placing your hands on your lap. Starting to find your breath. Allowing your breath to move in and out through your nose if it's comfortable. And to begin, just allowing your breath to be supernatural, not trying to change the pace or the flow of your breath, the rhythm or the depth. Just allowing your body to breathe and noticing how it feels. You may feel some sensations on the tip of your nose, through your nostrils, into your throat. A rise and fall of your chest. Maybe of your belly as well. Maybe you can begin to notice if there's a place within your body where you feel yourself directing your inhales. And then notice if there's a place within your body from where you are releasing your exhales. Of course, anatomically, this is your lungs, but energetically speaking, maybe there's a place in your body you notice needs a little bit of attention, a little bit of softness. And there's some place in your body that could use a little bit of nourishment from an inhale, and a little bit of softness from an exhale. So if you're not doing it consciously, maybe start to scan through the body and notice if there is a place within your body that could use that nourishment or softness, or a little of both. It could be two different places. You could be inhaling to one place in your body and then exhaling from another place in your body. If you're not totally sure, if you're still a little lost here, it can be really helpful to inhale to your fingers and your toes, your hands and your feet, waking up your fingers, your toes, your palms, soles of your feet. This is the place in your body, your hands, where you connect with the world around you. Your experience of everything becomes richer through touch. Your hands are so healing when you reach out and touch another person. You give them a hug. You can even hug yourself. And with your hands, there's a healing that happens there. And with your feet, this is a place where you connect to the earth below. This is the place where you ground. You find a sense of calm through a connection to the earth. So maybe you choose to inhale into your hands and your feet, waking those parts of the body up. And then when you exhale, maybe you exhale from your neck and your shoulders if that's where you carry tension and stress. Maybe you exhale from your jaw or your face. Maybe you exhale from your belly or your hips. What part of your body could use just a little bit more softness? Exhale from there. Take 3 more big, deep, full and slow breaths just like this. Inhaling to the part of your body that needs a little bit of nourishment. Exhaling from the part of your body that needs a little bit of softness. One more. And then when you're ready, go ahead and bring your palms to touch. Draw your thumbs into your chest, hands to heart center. Bow your head slightly toward your hands, allowing the intellect of your mind to meet the wisdom of your heart. If you'd like to, you can set an intention here, either for your practice or your whole day ahead. Some word or phrase that you'd like to call into your practice or your day that would evoke a certain feeling. Maybe you'd like to manifest something or let go of something, or just find gratitude for something. There's really no wrong answer here, and I would suggest just going with whatever comes to you first. Trust your intuition. Choose a word or a phrase that feels right. Seal it into your heart as your intention or sankalpa. Imagine planting a seed. And then when you're ready, start to flutter your eyes open gently. We'll inhale and take the arms up overhead. As you exhale, take a twist to your right side, left hand to right knee. Sit up nice and tall as you twist. And then we'll inhale, come back to center. Both arms go up. Exhale, twist to the left. Same thing, other side. Right hand to left knee. Inhale, come back to center. Arms go up. We'll move with the breath. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center. Reach high. Exhale to the left. We'll do one more full round. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, come back to center. As you exhale, take your hands behind your back, clasp your fingers, press your palms together, and reach your arms out and away from your body. Stretch through your chest. Your arms do not have to be straight. They can be, but they don't have to be. All I want you to do is reach those arms back till you feel a nice stretch. And then when you're ready, release your hands. Walk your hands out in front of your legs, folding forward any amount that feels good to you. Let your head and your heart melt down toward the earth. Keep the breath flowing in and out through the nose. When you're ready, walk your hands back up toward your legs. Switch the cross of your legs so the opposite foot goes in front. Or if you're sitting in a symmetrical way, the legs are not crossed, you're in a chair or with your back against a wall or something else, you don't have to switch the legs. We'll inhale and reach the arms up overhead. And then exhale, take your right hand down to the floor, left hand up and over for a big side stretch. Ground down into your left hip here as you reach the left hand up and over. Inhale, both arms to the sky. And then exhale, other side. Left hand down, right hand reaching up and over. Inhale, both arms come up high. Exhale, right hand down, left hand reaches. With the breath, inhale. Exhale, left hand down, right hand reaches. Inhale. Exhale, right hand down, left hand reaches. One more, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come back to center when you're ready. Exhale, open up the arms to a goalpost, pulling the elbows and the hands backward in space. Lift through your heart, another stretch across the chest. You can either stay right here if it feels good, Or you can begin to circle your shoulders in space. Your arms come along for the ride, but your shoulders are in charge of the movement here. The movement is initiated at your shoulders, so your elbows aren't steering the ship here. If you want to, you could switch directions. Usually it feels better to go backwards. You get a bigger stretch across the chest that way. Do this as many times as it feels good, and then go ahead and shake your arms out down by your sides. Shake out all the way down to the hands, side to side as well as up and down. Roll your wrists a couple of times if that would feel good. Switching directions at some point. And then go ahead and fold forward over your legs one more time. This time, if you've got your legs crossed, your opposite foot should be in front still. So you may feel a little different sensation on this side. Notice those subtle differences and shifts and changes. Just making observations about the body. And breathing in and out through the nose. Nice big full inhales. And really long, slow exhales. When you're ready, gently walk your hands back up toward your legs. We'll come to the tabletop position. Hands and knees, all fours. Spreading your fingers out nice and wide, stacking your shoulders right on top of your wrists, hips right on top of your knees, and then make sure that some weight is in your fingers. It's not all dumping into the heel of the hand or the wrist where it gets uncomfortable. Let the fingers push down into the mat to take some weight out of the wrists. You'll inhale from here, drop your belly, lift your gaze, lift your tailbone high, and then exhale to round your spine, drop your head, look through your legs. Inhale again, take your belly low, heart forward through the biceps. Exhale, round your spine, drop your head, push the floor away with your hands as hard as you can. Inhale, belly low, tailbone and gaze up. Exhale, round your spine, drop your head, puff up between your shoulder blades. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Come back to a neutral spine. Let's find puppy pose. Walk your hands out toward the front of your mat. Maybe scoot your knees back just a couple of inches. Drop your head and your heart down toward the earth, and we'll take about 3 breaths. Either with your elbows lifted, maybe even coming onto your fingertips. Or you could choose to set your elbows down, bend your elbows, connect your palms, and bring your thumbs toward the back of your neck. Whenever you're ready, arms extend back to the front. We'll push our way back up to tabletop pose and then into a downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, lift your hips and your knees, coming all the way up and back to this first downward facing dog, that upside down V shape we're all familiar with. You can pedal your feet here if it feels good, bending one knee and then the other, maybe rocking the hips from side to side. Maybe shake your head yes and no. Taking a few slow, deep breaths here to come into the body, come into this pose. If at any time it's too much, simply drop your knees and come back to tabletop or child's pose, sitting back on your heels, resting the head and the heart down. Good. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Move or be still, your choice. Keep the fingers spreading wide, hands pushing into the mat as hard as they can. Knees stay soft, hips pull back. On your next breath in, look up between your hands, squat back with your legs like you're ready to launch yourself forward. And then on your exhale, you're going to walk, take a big step or a hop to a forward fold. We'll inhale and stand all the way up, reach your arms up. And then exhale your hands to your heart. Mountain pose or Samasthiti equals standing pose. Standing on both feet about hip distance width apart. Thighs and glutes turn on. Inner arches of the feet lift. It's as if you were standing on rags and you were trying to scrunch up the rags underneath the arches of your feet. That's the energy I want you to create in your feet. And that comes all the way up through the legs, the quads turn on, the glutes turn on, the front side of the belly braces as if you were gonna get a punch in the stomach. And then the arms are either down by your sides hanging heavy, or your hands are at your heart, whichever you prefer. Stand nice and tall through the crown of your head. Keep the heart light, shoulders heavy. When you're ready, we'll inhale both arms all the way up to the sky. As you exhale, bend your knees, sit back in your hips, plant your palms on your mat. Spread your fingers wide. Now from here until the time we stand back up again, you're going to keep your palms on your mat. When you're ready, inhale, shift your body forward so that the weight comes into your hands and then your fingers really have to grip into the mat. As you exhale, step or hop your feet back into a high or knee plank. You choose. Push the ground away with your hands as hard as you can. Inhale. As you exhale, bend your elbows, lower all the way down onto your mat. Our first back bend is going to be a seal pose. You're going to take your hands out toward the corners of your mat and then even wider off your mat, either on the fingertips or the palms. I tend to like the fingertips myself. You're going to squeeze your heels together and then gently push your chest up off the floor, looking down the tip of your nose so that your neck is nice and long. You're not cranking the gaze. Go ahead, take an inhale here, and then exhale, lower back down, plant your hands, tuck your toes, push up through a plank, back to downward facing dog. Take 2 breaths right here. On your next inhale, look between your hands, squat back with your legs. Exhale, walk, step, or hop to a forward fold, hands on the mat. Inhale, stand all the way up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, same thing, round number 2, arms go up to the sky. Exhale, bend your knees and forward fold, plant your hands. Inhale, shift your body forward, weight comes into your fingers. Exhale, step or hop back to a high or a knee plank, your choice. Big breath in here, push the ground away. And then exhale, bend your elbows, lower slowly all the way down to the floor. Inhale, this time we'll take a baby cobra. Squeeze your heels, glutes turn on, lift your chest and your hands up off the mat. Hands are by the low ribs, elbows push up toward the sky. Keep the neck nice and long. Inhale. And then exhale, tuck your toes, big strong push up all the way back to downward facing dog. We'll take 2 breaths here. Sun salutation A. Next breath in, look forward, squat backward. Exhale, walk, step, or hop to a forward fold. Inhale, stand all the way up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Number 3 of 7. Inhale, arms go up. Exhale, bend your knees, fold forward over the legs, plant your hands. Inhale, shift the body forward. Exhale, step or hop the feet back to high or knee plank. Inhale. Exhale, bend your elbows all the way down to the floor. Inhale, this time medium cobra is our back bend. Push the floor away just a little bit here. So you kind of come to baby cobra and then give the hands a little push down into the floor. At the same time that you push down, keep the hands pulling back toward the hips, like as if you were trying to pull your whole body forward on your mat. As you exhale, tuck your toes, big strong push up, back to downward facing dog. 2 breaths. Next breath in, look forward, squat backward. Exhale, walk, step, or hop the feet to a forward fold. Inhale, stand all the way up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Number 4, almost there. Inhale, arms go up. Exhale, bend your knees, forward fold. Inhale, shift the weight into your fingers. Exhale, step or hop back to higher knee plank. Inhale. Exhale, bend your elbows, lower down to your mat. Inhale, this time our back bend is high cobra. You're gonna push the floor away as hard as you can without straightening the arms. Keep the elbows bent, keep the hands pulling back toward the legs. You should feel the arms working really hard here. As you exhale, lower back down, tuck your toes, push up through higher knee plank, back to downward facing dog. 2 breaths. Next breath in, look forward, squat backward. Exhale, walk, step, or hop to a fold. Inhale, stand up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Number 5, here we go. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, fold forward. Inhale, shift your weight into your fingers. Exhale, step or hop back, high or knee plank. Inhale. Exhale, bend your elbows, lower all the way down. Upward facing dog. Inhale, push the floor all the way away till the arms straighten. Lift the thighs and the knees up off the mat. Squeeze the heels toward each other. Keep the hands pulling back toward the legs. Try to pull your heart forward through the biceps. And then exhale, you're gonna lift your hips up over your toes, back to downward facing dog. 2 breaths. Next breath in, look forward, squat backward. Exhale, walk, step, or hop to a fold. Inhale, stand up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. 2 more. Inhale, arms go up. Exhale, bend your knees, sit back, plant your hands. Inhale, shift your weight forward. Exhale, step or hop to higher knee plank. Big breath in here. Keep the neck nice and long. Exhale, bend your elbows, lower down. Locust pose this time. Reach the arms back toward your feet. Lift the legs as well. Squeeze the feet together. Big breath in. Exhale, plant your hands, tuck your toes. Big, strong push-up. Back to downward facing dog. 2 breaths. You're doing great. This will be our last one coming up. When you're ready, inhale, look forward, squat backward. Exhale, walk, step, or hop to a fold. Inhale, stand up, reach up. Exhale, your hands to your heart. Last one, inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, fold forward, hands plant. Inhale, shift your body forward. Exhale, step or hop back to plank. Inhale, push the ground away, you can do it. Exhale, bend your elbows, lower all the way down. Inhale, bow pose, our biggest back bend yet. Come to locust first, just like last one. Reaching back, then bend your knees, grab for either your feet or your ankles. Then when you get a hold, kick back into your hands as hard as you can, lifting up into your full bow pose. Take a big breath in, great job. Exhale, bend your, release your feet, plant your hands, push up through higher knee plank, back to downward facing dog, 2 breaths. Beautiful. When you're ready, set your knees down on the mat for child's pose. Either together or wide, you choose. Big toes touch, sit back on your heels. Let your head and your heart drop down toward the earth. And we'll take a couple of breaths to reset here. Arms can stay out long in front of you. You could stack your palms and rest your forehead. You could also wrap your arms back toward your feet. Or if none of these feel so good to you, you could opt to take an upright seated position as well. Let's take 2 more breaths. When you're ready, we'll come back to downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. On your inhale, look forward, squat back with the legs. Exhale, walk, step, or hop to a forward fold. Inhale, stand all the way up, reach up. Exhale, your hands to your heart. A little bit of balance work. Go ahead and stand in mountain pose, either with your hands at your heart or down by your sides. Lift through the inner arches of the feet. Remember those rags again, scrunch them up under the arches. Turn the quads on, the glutes on, front side of the belly braces. Arms are nice and heavy, but the heart stays light. We're going to shift the weight into the right foot. So just gently start to shift your weight over. Do this without popping the right hip out to the side, and that's exaggerated, of course, but trying to keep the hips level and even as you just gently shift the body over into the right foot, the body weight into the right foot. Left heel is going to start to peel up off the mat, and then the left toes. And then you're going to start to bring the knee up in line with the hip, flexing the left foot. So from the side, looks about like this. Really strong through the standing leg, strong through the right glute, right quad, brace the belly. Then try to keep the hips level. And your shirt is probably going to keep you honest here. So try not to let that left hip hike all the way up. Keep the hips nice and level. Good. From here, option 1, you can stay where you are. Option 2, helps to turn to the side. Option 2, you can try kicking this leg out in front of you. I hate this version, but you can try that. It's really good for quad strength. Option 3, grab a hold of the bottom of the left thigh. Option 4, we're going to have a lot of options here. You can kick this leg straight out in front of you while you hold on to the thigh. Last option, you can reach down and grab the left foot with the hands. Try not to lose your balance. Maybe interlace the fingers. Ooh, find your balance better than I am this morning. And then if you want to, you can even try kicking this leg out in front of you. We haven't done a whole lot of hamstring stretching, so the hamstrings may not feel ready for this yet, but it's there if you'd like to try. When you're ready, go ahead and release, shake out the legs, and we'll switch sides. Start in mountain pose, even in the feet. Scrunch up those rags underneath your feet. Hands at harder by your sides. Shift your weights gently, subtly into your left foot, and then start to peel your right heel and toes up off the ground. Bring the knee in line with the hip. Flexing at the right foot. Finding your steadiness, strong in the standing leg. The glute, the quad, the foot is working really hard to stabilize. Brace the belly, and then square off the hips. Don't let that right hip hike up. Ooh, find your balance much better than me this morning. And then if you'd like to, you can grab a hold of the quad, or what is this, your hamstring. You can grab a hold of the thigh. You can kick it out straight. You can do this without holding on. A little more work for the quad. You could also reach down and grab the foot. Either stay there, or maybe you try kicking the foot out in front of you. And the leg doesn't have to go straight. You'll notice mine is not straight today. Again, we didn't do much warm up for the hamstrings. So be patient with where your body is here now. Take one more breath and then go ahead and shake it out. We'll inhale and reach both arms to the sky. And then exhale, bend your knees, fold forward, plant your hands. Inhale, shift forward, let the weight come into your fingers. Exhale, step or hop back to a plank. Now you can either skip this step and go back to downward dog, or we'll take another vinyasa, lowering down to the mat. You'll inhale for the back bend of your choice. Pick your favorite. And then exhale, push up and back to downward facing dog. Take your right leg to the sky, inhale. Exhale, bring your right foot through between your hands. We'll inhale up to high lunge. And then exhale to warrior 2. Drop your back heel, open up your arms. Flip your front palm. Inhale, reverse warrior, right arm to the sky. Exhale, extended side angle, either elbow to knee or fingertips to the floor, your choice. Inhale, come back up to warrior 2, straighten your front leg. As you exhale, reach the right arm forward as far as it can go, and then tip into triangle pose. Back of the right hand is going to come to the inside of the right leg, either at your shin, your ankle, your foot, whatever feels most natural to you. Adjust your feet if needed. If it feels more natural to have a narrower or shorter stance or a longer stance. And then your left arm is going to reach high. Now there's going to be probably a tendency to side bend through your spine, as I'm demoing now. But what I want to do is try to lengthen out your spine and create a straight line. So you'll have to sort of take this left hip and pull it up as the right hip pushes back. Reach the crown of the head forward. Let the right side of the rib cage get heavy toward the floor. Push the back of the right hand against the right inner leg. Reach that left hand high. Good. Maybe you even look up toward the left fingers. Let's take one more inhale. And then as you exhale, we're going to frame the foot with the hands, pyramid pose. You may choose to step the back foot in and even wider a little bit on the mat. I want you to try to square the hips toward the front of your mat. So there's no side bend here. The hips are not open to the left side like they were in triangle pose. The hips are now squared toward the front of the mat. And here I want you to lengthen the spine as well. So imagine our baby cobra, and we pulled the chest forward, we pulled the shoulders back, head back. You can stay right here if this big hamstring stretch feels good for the right leg, or you could try a balancing version of this pose by bringing your hands to your heart. You could even make it a little bit more challenging if you want to by reaching the arms out in front of you. Beautiful. Let's take 2 more breaths. And then we'll bring our hands down to the mat. We'll step back either through a vinyasa flow or straight to downward facing dog. Take the back bend of your choice if you are moving through a vinyasa flow, and then push up and back to downward dog. Other side, left leg to the sky, inhale. Exhale, left foot through between the hands. We'll inhale up to a high lunge, and then exhale to warrior 2. Drop the back heel, open up the arms. Flip your front palm, inhale, reverse warrior, left arm to the sky. Exhale, extended side angle, either elbow to knee or fingertips to the floor, your choice. We'll inhale and come back to warrior 2, straighten out the front leg. As you exhale, reach the left hand as far forward as it can go, and then let yourself tip into triangle pose. Back of the left hand to the inside of the left leg, either at the shin, the ankle, or the sole, or the inside arch of the foot. Right hand reaching high. And again, try to remove that side bend from the spine and find some length. Push backward through the tailbone, reach forward with the crown of the head. Let the left side of the rib cage get heavy. Shoulders, chest, rib cage, everything is open to the side, whichever side wall you are facing. Right arm reaching high, high, high. Good. If you want to, you can even look up toward your right fingertips. Let's take 1 more big breath in. And then exhale, right hand comes down. We'll frame the foot for pyramid pose. You're going to step your back foot forward, maybe a little bit wider on the mat as well. If you've got blocks, yoga blocks, or anything to elevate your hands, those can be really useful here. Square your hips toward the front of your mat. You may need to step really close in order to square your hips toward the front of the mat. That's totally fine. And then a little bit of cobra action with the chest to lengthen the spine. Drive the chest forward, pull the shoulders back, head back, and that might mean that you take the balancing version of this pose. That might mean the fingertips can no longer reach the floor. If you'd like to take that balanced version, bring your hands to your heart, or even reach your arms out in front of you. Let's stay for 2 more breaths. And then bring your hands to the mat. Gently step back to a higher knee plank. Either go straight back to downward facing dog or take a vinyasa flow your way. Back bend of your choice. And then push up and back to downward facing dog. 2 deep breaths right here. On your next inhale, look forward, squat backward. Exhale, walk, step, or hop to a fold. Inhale, stand up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Mountain pose. Take a moment just to close your eyes. Take 2 big, slow breaths to reset. Recall your intention. And then go ahead and open up your eyes. We're going to try those balance poses 1 more time on each side with a little bit of stretch for the hamstrings. Notice if there's any shifts or changes that you feel this time around. Find your mountain pose first. Lift through the inner arches. Quads turn on, glutes turn on, belly braces. Shift your weight into your right foot first. Left heel starts to peel up off the floor, and then toes. Bring your knee up in line with your hip, flex the foot. Choose to either stay right here, kick the leg out in front of you, grab the thigh, maybe kick the leg out there, Or maybe you try reaching down for the foot, and then maybe kicking the foot out from there. Try not to be disappointed if you don't feel much of a difference. We didn't do a whole lot of hamstring stretch, just a little bit. So there may not be too much difference to feel. Take one more breath. And then gently, slowly release. Shake it out, and we'll try one more time on the other side. Mountain pose to begin. Legs are active. Shift the weight into your left foot. Feel your right heel and then toes up off the floor. Right knee comes up in line with your hip. Flex the foot. Stay here or kick the foot out in front of you. Or grab the thigh. Maybe kick the foot out from there. Or maybe reach down and grab your foot. And maybe even kick the foot out from there. Steady your breath. Notice if one side is more challenging than the other. And then when you're ready, go ahead and release. Shake the legs out. Take a seat. Nice job. Soles of your feet come together, knees come wide. Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. Holding on either to your feet, or your ankles, or your shins, whatever works for you. Sit up nice and tall. Cobra the chest. Cobra the chest is always a good thing to think about. Lift the heart toward the sky, pull the head and the shoulders back. Now either stay right here and draw the knees down toward the mat if you feel plenty of stretch. You can stay. If you'd like to, you can begin to fold forward over the legs, any amount that feels good in your body. Relax your jaw and your face. Let's take about 3 breaths. Gently sit back up. Take the feet still together, about a foot further away from the inseam of your pants, so you create this longer diamond shape with your legs. You should feel the stretch when we move into it here. Shift from the inner thigh, last stretch, to the outer hips for this one. Inhale, sit up tall, and then exhale, fold forward over your legs. You can stay where you are, or if you'd like, you could try sliding the forearms underneath the legs, underneath the calves, palms to the mat. And then you could even just kind of like our back bending poses, like our cobras and upward facing dog, pull the hands back toward your hips, pull the chest forward. When you're ready, gently release, unwind, come back up to seated. Take your legs out wide into a wide-legged forward fold position. We'll start sitting up tall. Pull your toes up toward the sky. Sit nice and tall through the spine. Good. Take a breath in, and then exhale, begin to fold forward any amount that feels good to you. Keep the spine nice and long. Try to avoid rounding in the upper back. Continue cobra-ing. Cobra-ing is going to be a verb today. Cobra-ing the chest. Pull the chest forward, shoulders and head back. One more breath. And then go ahead and take your hands and walk them over to one side, either side, because we'll do both. So walk your hands over to one foot. Either frame that foot or hold on to the foot or the leg, or you could take your opposite hand to the pinky edge of that foot. Sometimes that's nice. Good. Breathe. Whenever you're ready, we'll switch sides. Hands to go over to the other foot. You're either going to hold on to the leg or the foot or frame the foot, or again, you can hold on to the pinky edge of the foot with the opposite hand. Big slow breaths in and out through the nose, especially your exhales. When you're ready, come back to center, sit back up, draw your knees together, and roll down onto your back. We'll take a supine spinal twist and then Shavasana. Knees to chest. If you want to rock a little bit from side to side and close down your eyes, go right ahead. And then when you're ready, open up your arms to either a T or a goalpost shape. Let your knees drop over to one side, either side. We'll do both. Doesn't matter which side you start on. If you have not done so already, you might begin to close down your eyes, getting ready for relaxation. If it would feel good, you can look in the opposite direction of your knees. Whenever you're ready, we'll switch sides. Bring your head and knees back to center. Knees roll over to the other side. Eyes can stay closed. If you want to, you can turn your head in the opposite direction of your knees. Whenever you feel ready, gently start to make your way back to center with the head and the knees. If there's a final stretch you'd like to take, go for it. Otherwise, start working your way into Shavasana, our final pose. Laying your legs out long if it's comfortable, or bending your knees if you need to. Arms long by your sides, palms facing up, eyes closed. Take a swallow, relax your throat, unclench your teeth. Relax through your jaw, down the sides of your neck into your shoulders. Relax your chest and upper back. Let your arms and legs get heavy. Hands and feet soft. Relax all 10 of your fingers and all 10 of your toes. Letting everything go. Allowing your whole body to relax. Surrendering into your final pose, Shavasana. I'll invite you to stay in your Shavasana today for as long as you'd like, as long as your body would like, as long as you feel your heart needs to stay here, as long as your day allows for. Stay for at least 10 breaths. Stay for up to 10 or 15 minutes if you'd like. I'll end the recording so that you can stay for as long as you want, as long as your body needs. Thank you so much for sharing your practice and your morning with me. The light and love in me honors the light and love in each of you. Namaste. Thanks, you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day.